Welcome to this video titled Inclusive Education Pedagogical Methods at a Glance. It undertakes a quick exploration of teaching and learning styles, management strategies, including skills development for behavior management and communication in the classroom. It provides the basis of how to practice inclusion in Sierra Leone as a guide to teachers, school heads, and administrators, or anyone else interested in the subject. On a whole, this video will provide some knowledge on how to plan and deliver a lesson in an inclusive classroom. Use various teaching strategies to promote learning in an inclusive classroom. Use various classroom management strategies to promote learning in an inclusive classroom. Use a range of communication techniques to engage all children in the classroom. The key strategies for inclusive teachings are contained in the 9 Golden Rules published by UNESCO in a document titled Understanding and Responding to Children's Needs in Inclusive Classrooms. Let's do a quick review.
The 9 rules address challenges relating to communication, classroom layout, individual education plans, assistive devices, lesson planning, individual help, managing behavior, including all children, and working together.
This video will examine and share with viewers some of the key golden rules. There is an accompanying pamphlet to this video that covers all 9 golden rules in more detail. Let's briefly examine 4 of the golden rules for an inclusive classroom. 1. Communication. Teachers need to be able to communicate well with their students through talking, reading, writing, use of gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, pictures and symbols, and sign language. 2. Another golden rule is classroom layout. The layout of the classroom is paramount, and it can help or obstruct children's learning. Sometimes there's not much a teacher can do to change a classroom layout because of the cost involved or the space available. 1. Make sure children with special needs sit close to the teacher and the board. 2. Arrange the rooms so that children can move about freely, especially if some children have visual or mobility problems. 3. If you want the children to work in groups but you cannot move the desk, then get the row in front to turn around to face the row behind. 4. Use group work, group projects, and group activities often and get the students to work with their group. 5. Put up pictures, posters, drawings, and students' finished work on the walls as much as possible. A lesson plan is the outline of lesson the teacher will use to teach. A lesson plan covers, among all other things, the aim, outcome, or objectives, materials, and activities. A lesson plan will indicate what you want the children to be able to do at the end of the lesson.
The plan takes into account the learning styles and needs of the different categories of learners: pregnant girls and parents learners, children with disabilities, children from rural and undeserved areas, and children from low-income families. For example, for slow learners, a lesson plan will include group work with pairing exercises with smarter pupils. For a parent learner who may have to take time off to breastfeed a child or take her to a clinic, the lesson plan will include remedial classes after school for such a student. A 4th golden rule is use of assistive devices. An assistive aid is a special equipment that can help a child perform daily tasks better. For example, a wheelchair or crutches help children who have trouble walking. A braille device helps a visually impaired student. The remaining 5 golden rules are individual help, individual education plan, managing behavior, including all children, and working together. You can read more about them in the accompanying pamphlet to this video.
With that review of some of the 9 golden rules, let's take a closer look at some of the challenges children with special needs may face in the classroom, and tips of what can be done to address these challenges by adopting an inclusive approach.
Scenario 1. illustrates the golden rule of classroom management.
A child with impairment in her legs offers to write the answer to a question on the board.
Who wants to solve the problem on the blackboard? Yes, Musu. Thank you, Musu. I'm afraid you have to go back to your seat. You are taking too long to reach the board. Who else wants to try?
For an inclusive approach, make sure children with special needs sit close to the teacher and the board. Show patience, understanding, and empathy for the condition of the child. Appreciate the effort of the child and praise him or her for it. Lastly, encourage students with special needs to raise their hands, answer questions, and participate in class too. They may not often volunteer to do so, as they may feel low self-esteem due to their impairments.
Scenario 2 illustrates the golden rule of communication.
A child with hearing impairment is sitting at the back of the class, cocking his head so that one ear is in the direction of the teacher's voice to get what the teacher is saying. The teacher is not audible and speaking too fast for the boy. Finally, boy gives up trying and loses interest in the lesson.
We completed addition last week. Today we are going to start multiplication. Multiplication is repeated. Why are you not paying attention, Fudi? Why are you not paying attention?
You are speaking too fast. I'm not getting what you are saying clearly.
Is that so? Those at the back, are you getting me clearly?
Yes, sir. But you are speaking too fast.
Fode, come. Ishmatu, you move to the back. Fode, sit down.
So we see that in an inclusive environment, the teacher will be on alert for any children with special needs in class. Will determine what the special needs of the child are, in this case, hearing impairments. Will let the child sit close to the teacher and the board. Will speak clearly and slowly so the child can follow the lesson with ease.
Scenario 3 illustrates the golden rule of using lesson plan. In this class, there are a few pupils who are slow learners, but the teacher doesn't have a plan to address the needs of these learners.
Do you all understand the lesson? If you do not understand, indicate it by putting up your hand. The same children again. I have gone through this lesson twice, but yet still you do not understand. You should pay close attention like the others.
We are paying attention, but we still do not understand.
In an inclusive environment, the teacher will develop a lesson plan that addresses the needs and learning styles of all categories of learners. In this particular scenario, a lesson plan would include group work and pairing exercises to allow smarter pupils to help others who have difficulty comprehending their lessons. Scenario 4 illustrates the golden rule of using assistive devices. Let's consider a classroom scenario where a boy who can't walk goes to school without crutches or a wheelchair. Another who can't see attend classes without braille materials.
Do you all understand the question? Yes. Who can write the answer on the board? Okay, Brahma, can two people walk him to the board, please?
Like Brahma, who can't walk and has no crutches or wheelchair, this visually impaired boy will have a difficult time learning his lessons and participating fully in class without a recorder or braille materials. They both will feel marginalized and excluded. In an inclusive environment, such children will be provided with assistive devices like braille materials and wheelchairs that will allow them to participate fully in school.
The inclusive approach ensures that the needs of children with special needs are met by various ways in an inclusive classroom. Teaching styles. An effective inclusive classroom approach requires a variety of teaching styles be employed.
Didactic questions. Teacher-directed questions as a way of engaging the student as a participant.
Now, I want somebody to give me examples of a pronoun. Yes, you. He. Yes, you. She.
Guide and share. Engage the pupils in reading, listening, viewing and thinking. Debates. Involve students expressing their opinions from two opposing perspectives.
To conclude our argument, I believe that mothers are more important to the development of a child than fathers.
Thank you very much, my classmates, but I stand to disagree.
Varying teaching styles help to keep the attention, focus, interest, and curiosity of the students and facilitate learning. Different teaching styles will respond to the different learning styles of children. This will help with the different impairments. Children have different kinds of intelligences and learning styles. There are therefore different ways of learning. Not everyone learns in exactly the same way. So if pupils are taught in exactly the same way, then we're not being inclusive and teaching will not be effective. Teachers can use different teaching/learning approaches in their classrooms. This can especially be helpful for children with impairments, but also for all the children in the classrooms. Teachers can use a range of communication techniques to engage all children in the classroom. The way the teacher stands or moves can help the learner who have trouble seeing or hearing the teacher clearly or understanding complex languages.
Teachers can 1. Look at the children when you speak. 2. Smile frequently. 3. Use gestures and body movements to emphasize or give clues to the meaning of what they are saying. 4. Use clear but pleasant facial expressions. 5. Repetition and feedback. Use daily testing of skills and repeated practice.
67 degrees. Awesome. Yes? 46 degrees. Okay.
Well, this is all we can put together in a 15-minute video on instructional and classroom management strategies for children with special needs in an inclusive classroom environment. You can find more detailed explanation in the pamphlets accompanying this video. Thank you for watching.